True law is right reason. Aristotle and Natural Law, circa 340 BCE. In context. Focus. Natural law. Before, circa 441 BCE. In his tragedy Antigone, Sophocles suggests that there are unwritten and unalterable divine laws. Circa 375 BC. In the Republic, Plato argues that the ideal community is, quote, established in accordance with nature, unquote. After 1050 CE, Iranian Muslim scholar al-Biruni argues that natural law is the survival of the fittest, which must be overcome by divine law revealed by Muhammad. Circa 1140 to 1150, in his Decretum, Gratian equates natural law with the laws of the Church. 1265 to 1274, Thomas Aquinas brings together Aristotle's philosophy and Christian theology in Summa Theologica. In the 4th century before Christ, the Greek philosopher Aristotle distinguished between the unchanging universal law of nature and mankind's conventional laws, which vary from place to place. For a law to be just, he argued, it should be in harmony with natural law. In his Rhetoric, Aristotle cited Antigone, a 5th century tragic by the Greek playwright Sophocles, as an example of the two laws in conflict. In the play, Antigone breaks the king's edict by holding a funeral for her brother Polynices. Aristotle observed that in a plea to the king, Antigone justifies breaking his conventional law with a appeal to a natural higher law, which does not belong to today or tomorrow and lives eternally. No one knows how it arose. However, Aristotle did not explain how to distinguish a natural law from cultural beliefs. Even the example he gave of a natural law, the right to a burial, is not a universal custom. Many societies do not bury the dead but leave their bodies for carrion birds who pick the bones clean. It was left to later thinkers to find a rational basis for natural law. There really is, as everyone senses, something just by nature and common to all. Aristotle, Rhetoric. L13, 4th century BC. Natural harmony. In about 300 BC, the Greek philosopher Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, identified natural law with divine reason, which he saw as a purposeful order pervading the cosmos. As part of this cosmos, humans have divine reason within them. By following only reason rather than emotion, people can live in harmony with natural law. Because they believed that all human beings shared with divine reason and natural law, the Stoics saw humanity as a unity in which all people were equal. The ideal society in their view was a world state in which everybody lived together in harmony following the rule of divine reason. Centuries later, some Roman jurists, including the renowned Ulpian, early in the 3rd century AD, accepted the Stoic idea that humans were equal in natural law and that slavery was contrary to nature. Yet they never went so far as to argue that this principle should be put into practice in civil law. Divine reason. The Roman statesman Cicero was strongly influenced by the Stoics. In De Republica, published in 51 before Christ, he urged that true law is right reason in agreement with nature, one eternal and unchangeable law valid for all nations and all times, and one master and ruler that is God over us all, that is the author of this law, its promulgator, and its enforcing judge. While Cicero took the Stoic view of God as divine reason, his words resonated with later Christian thinkers, Gratian, an Italian monk, and Thomas Aquinas, who saw Cicero's description of a universal lawmaker and judge as the Christian God. So far as the civil law is concerned, slaves are not considered persons, but this is not the case according to natural law, because natural law regards all men as equal. Ulpian the jurist, Ad Sabinum, number 43, circa 212 CE. Aristotle. The writings of Aristotle, philosopher, scientist, and polymath shaped the development of ancient and medieval philosophy. Born in 384 before Christ at Segura in Thrace, he went to Athens at the age of 17, where he studied and taught for 20 years at Plato's academy. After Plato's death in circa 347 before Christ, Aristotle traveled to Asia Minor. In about 344 before Christ, he visited the land of Lesbos in the Aegean, where he made a detailed study of maritime life. Aristotle was tutor to Alexander the Great for a brief period, then returned to Athens in 335 BC and founded his own school, the Lyceum. This included a library, a museum, and a map collection. He wrote around 200 books covering every branch of science and philosophy then known. In 323 BC, he moved to Chalcis and died the following year. Aristotle's work endured in the Islamic world after the fall of Rome and was revived in the West by Thomas Aquinas. His key works are the Nicomachean Ethics, Rhetoric, and Politics.